Hey everybody, it's the old captain here, and boy, we got a lot of work to do. I thought the holidays people would be no, it's just so, anyway, and it's Monday, time to get back to work off your hangovers. We got a ton of YouTube or video requests here today, and if you have a request, and understand, it does not have to be video. Everyone thinks, well, I can know, it's like, you don't have to have a video. It could be email, it could be private, and I keep people anonymous if you want. But an email, and it's cheaper. I don't charge as much for an email because I gotta spend time editing and uploading films. So, we have a video request here. It's, hi Aaron, I'd like a YouTube video with your advice. I was recently single and dating around. While I enjoyed getting laid without strings, I was also on the lookout for a marriageable lady. I met a young woman who has good qualities. She was employed, owned a car, and politically passive. She had a cute face, kept her makeup polished, and her hair blonde. Her height and age were compatible, harder to come by as a 5'8" man. However, on our first meet, it became clear there was the typical deal breaker. She was overweight. Her, what was in that uncertain valley between classically feminine and a fat chick? My reaction was to throw her into the one-night stand basket. Nevertheless, after sex, she put my insensitivity to the test. I was led into a few more dates. Okay, you were guilt-tripped. You weren't let. You can always say no. The most powerful word in a man's arsenal is the word no. I'm unsure how this happened, you were horny, but I've been close in a relationship with the overweight girl for 8 months. Oh, dude, what? That's not a couple more dates. Oh, jeez. Oh, man, you couldn't escape the gravitational pull. I've stopped having sex with her for weeks because of my uncertainty. She claims to be trying to lose weight, but I'm just not seeing. No, you're not. No. Okay, look. Women hate work more than they hate being fat, okay? And that's not just women, that's guys too. The reason people don't lose weight is because they're lazy. I think, what was it, Estee Lauder? One of those New York people with the fancy fashion show thing. They said there are no ugly women, only lazy ones. And you could apply, and I'm not trying to hit on women, we're going to talk about women on this. That applies to everybody, okay? How many truly, genuinely ugly people have you seen? Like, their face is ugly. Like, oh, I wouldn't hit that. No, that's not true. I think the human body, face, has been designed or evolved over the years that if you're svelte, if you're in shape, you will be attractive to the opposite sex. Now, the problem is when it comes to, humanity, to work is to suffer. To be beautiful is to suffer. I go to the gym. I fucking hate the gym. There's nothing more than I hate the gym except for like leftists. I hate the gym. But there I am, suffering and sucking it up. Why? Because I want my girl. I owe it to my girlfriend, right? Girlfriend, she does what she can for me, right? But it does take, you got to diet so for the average human, especially lazy fucking Americans, or wait, you're Australian, especially lazy fucking Westerners, it's just so much easier to like, well, how do you think all these faux fake diets work? And Jenny Craig and I'm gonna power walk and all this fucking bullshit that never works. You got to eat less and work out more. That takes effort, and so people just opt to not do that. And they'll try it. I'm trying. No, you're not trying. You're not. There is no try. That kind of shit. And so that's why the vast majority of people don't. And when they lose it again, what is it? 90% of the people gain it right back. It's just, there's very few people that have that result. Now, here's the other thing. I mean, like, she's employed. Sounds like she's got her other shit going on, so it might be hard for her, time-wise, but it's still no excuse. But yeah, dude, you've done it. I hate to say it, you let her on a little bit. Now, your first step of honesty has been that you've stopped having sex with her for weeks. I mean, it's like, okay, did you enjoy having sex with her? Maybe you're all right with fat chicks. I don't know. I'm not slamming you on that either. Maybe 8 months. I know I couldn't sleep with a fat girl for 8 months. But you know what? You just here's where you gotta be an asshole. You gotta be an asshole. You just gotta say, we're not find out. Are you guys on the metric system? Forget what the because you're the your former British colony. Maybe you are. Okay, what I have to look it up somewhere. I calculated what the bottom and top range was for pounds per inch because girls vary on height. Like a gal who's 6 feet tall, if she's $150, that's not too bad. But if she's like 5 foot and she's $150, that's gross. So there's a range What I want you to do, because it was just me and my buddies that came up with it, but there's a range of pounds per inch or what, kilograms per centimeter or whatever you want to use. You calculate, like, look at a girl, you're like, that's the cusp on the high end, and that's the cusp on the low end. I don't want to date no anorexic chick and break her in half if I give her one thrust. So, you want to do... I'm never getting employed ever again at any other place. Never running for office, never going. This is it. It's better last. So you find the bottom and your upper thresholds, and you say, look, here's the deal, lady. I'm not having sex with you until you get below that. And you know what? Women will howl, and men will, that's horrible. Where you're going to make this girl stand on the scale, measure her height. And no, not until that time. I don't give a shit. I'm sick and tired of this fucking, societal bend against men, that men should just ignore their I don't know, billions of years of worth of genetic programming. And that's shallow for us to like what we like. Fuck you, society. All right, right there. Society, you saying that? Fuck you. That's for all you people. Ain't so mean. Ain't so... All right, what? What's worse? Telling, hey, you're overweight, lose weight, and we're going to have sex when I'm physically attracted to you, or lie to her, lead her on for another 8 months, dump her inevitably, or worse, you marry her and you're never really physically attracted to you, some hotter piece of tail comes by and you have an affair on her, then you really crush her. Or we just all lie to, like, oh yeah, big is beautiful. You ever see any really happy feminists or fat chicks? You ever see them? You see Big Red? Is any of them smiling? No, because they're miserable. And a lot of it, even though society tells you differently, a lot of it has to do with because they're fat and no guy's attracted to them. That's what you're programmed to want. Other people's attention and love and sex. But I mean, that we can't say that publicly, I know. But you gotta overcome that, dude. You gotta overcome that societal intimidation, the predisposition of saying, look, I'm not physically attracted to you. It's hard for me to get it up. I don't want to stick this in there. I'm looking at other women, right? And hopefully you didn't say that you haven't had the talk. Please tell me you haven't had the talk where it's like you guys are a thing or an item or dating exclusively now. If you have that, you can say, look, we're not dating exclusively. And you gotta be willing to break her feelings, break her heart. Because that's probably the best thing anyone's done for her, is held her to a standard. And you know what? She may leave in a huff and a puff and hate your guts. And it won't be until next year you see her, and you won't even recognize her because she's that fucking hot. She fucking got it, man. And she is dating guys way above your league. But at least you made some other guy happy, that's but at least, and then over time she'll inevitably say, yeah, this guy kind of forced a mirror into my face and made me make some changes. But that's always the risk, is that a girl goes from fat to hot and all of a sudden she doesn't need you anymore. It can and it does happen. So, that's just something you got to worry about there. But anyway, yeah, dude, you're not. You gotta... Yeah, don't have sex with her until she loses the weight. Don't have sex with a woman unless you find her physically attractive. That's it. And say, I'll let you know when you're physically attractive. But by estimation, you got to be between these ranges, or you got to lose 30 pounds, whatever. As they say, 2.1 stone. But yeah, there's... And here's the great thing with fat chicks, is it's not like they haven't been treated poorly by society. They have a tougher than average skin. So, and I've always said it's easier to make a fat girl thin than a hot girl nice. So, if she's got that face, you can tell when they got that face, it's like, oh man, she lost like 20, 30 pounds. Yeah. Those are, never mind, I won't go that crass. It was way more crass than what I was saying before. But yeah, you see, and man, if you could do it, that's absolutely, it's worth it, because you got that hot, nice girl. Just don't let her hang out with don't go to the nightclub at Sydney, and then, God, that happened. I've told people my Russian ballet girl story. That's a different story, though. So, anyway, that's what you gotta do. Terribly sorry, but you gotta go in there, man. Just lay down the law. We're not having sex. I'm not dating you. I'm not dating you until blah, blah, blah. And then, like, because girls they'll survive on emotion. They don't necessarily need sex. They'll survive on your attention. So say, no, we're not. You're done until you come back when you're physically attractive. And it'll hurt, and then maybe you'll feel like you twisted the hilt of the knife and pour some salt, but that's what you got to do. As they say on the Black Brigade at blackbrigade.org, that's what we got to do. So, toodles.